Hey y'all, good morning, sunshines. Welcome to part two of the Morning Sunshine Crochet Top tutorial. Today, we are going to finish up. We're going to get the back panels done. We're going to work the sides. We're going to sew it all together, and we are actually going to do all of the edging so that we have a wonderful top that we can use today. So, we did in the last video, we did the side panels, we did the front section. Today, we're going to do the back section, the sides, sew everything together, and we're going to get it done. So I'm super excited to hop in. I really, really appreciate your feedback on part one. So thank you so much for that. There was one question that I got on the last video that I'm really, really glad that you brought up, and I believe it was Rebecca that asked if I was doing color work or if everything just kind of flowed. To be honest, everything just kind of flowed. Um, Aside from the part where I changed rather than knotting it together and continuing, that's really the only color work I did. But that wasn't really color work, to be honest. That was me not wanting to deal with a knot. In hindsight, I wish I would have just kept going because I think it would have flowed better, to be honest. And I mean, I had to work with knots anyways. So hindsight's 2020. No color work involved. I'm just kind of letting it flow. Um, I did start with each panel having its own cake. And because I had 4 panels to start with, each one is using its own cake. So I'm kind of trying to make it match as much as possible. We'll see how it goes though, because you never know. The shorter the rows, the thicker the actual color block is, so to speak. Anyway, let's hop in. Let's get the back started and can't wait to see it finished. Okay, so I've got both of the back section done on each panel. Now, before we move to the sides, we need to sew the front and the backs together. And the reason for that is because we need to know how much extra, and I'm speaking as a big girl, how much extra we need on the sides, if any, if any. So what we're going to do is decide which side you want on the front. To me, we go back and forth, back and forth. So there is no wrong side or right side. It really, truly doesn't matter in my book, but it might matter to you. So what I would suggest is throwing this bad boy over and deciding which one, ow, because we're going to join them with, eek, we're going to join them with single crochet. So, good grief, Marty. I guess it just comes down to, do I want the pink on this side or that side? I don't know. I truly don't know. I guess it doesn't matter because there's pink on both. So we'll just roll with it. Oh, geez. Louise. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. I might not need any. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay. So we're going to start joining. Yay! I'll meet you on the flip side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start the back. This is, it doesn't matter which panel you start with, to be honest, because it's going to be the same. So this is the front. This is the side that goes across your shoulder. And this is the marker that we actually moved back 2 stitches. So we're going to be starting here on this panel and moving down. So what we're going to do is chain 1. Ooh, and we're going to put a double crochet right here in this stitch. We're going to turn around and put a double crochet in the next. Then we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip 1 and we're going to double crochet. So this is the window pane roll, not roll, row. So we're going to do the same thing that we did on the panels and the sides. We're going to 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. Well, I'm really struggling tonight. Chain 1, skip 1, 2 double crochet. All right, so go ahead and finish this row, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so here I am at the end. I've got my chain one right here. I'm going to skip this one, and then double into the final two. Okay, chain one. Then we're going to go ahead and turn right here. Now this is a double crochet row, so we're going to double in the first, double in the next, double in the chain, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way across like we have for the rest of the top. So double in every double, double in each chain. Go ahead and finish this row, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so here I am at the end of this row. I'm going to go ahead and finish up and then do my last 2 double crochets right here. Okay, so we need 3 of these on each panel in the back. So we're not going to worry about this part, just starting from here. We're going to end with only 1 double crochet row on each side. So that way they can meet in the middle and the pattern will be, it will flow, right? So we're actually going to do another, starting from here, we're going to do 2 more. So we're going to double, window, double, double, window, double, and then we're going to be done at that point. So total, you should have 8 rows. 1, 2, and then 6 more rows. So go ahead and chain 1. We're going to turn our work. If I can get myself together, I'm not used to all of this fluff under the camera. We're going to double crochet in each stitch across. All right, go ahead and do that, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so I haven't quite finished that row yet. I'm actually just, working on it now. But I had a thought that I really wanted to talk to you about. So the front of your top has more rows in the front than the back will have rows. And the reason for that is, well, not all of us are blessed up top, but I have more in the front than I do in the back, except down lower, but we're not going to get into that. Anyway, so we want to have more rows in the front to make room for the girls. You feel me? So that's why we're only doing 8 rows on each panel in the back. So rather than meet you at the end of this row, I'm going to meet you at the end of those 8 rows, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I've got both of the back section done on each panel. Now, before we move to the sides, we need to sew the front and the backs together. And the reason for that is because we need to know how much extra, and I'm speaking as a big girl, how much extra we need on the sides, if any. So what we're going to do is decide which side you want on the front. To me, we go back and forth, so there is no wrong side or right side. It really, truly doesn't matter in my book, but it might matter to you. So what I would suggest is throwing this bad boy over and deciding which one, because we're going to join them with, eek, we're going to join them with single crochet. So, good grief, Marty. I guess it just comes down to, do I want the pink on this side or that side? I don't know. I truly don't know. I guess it doesn't matter because there's pink on both. So we'll just roll with it. Oh, geez. Louise. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. I might not need any. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay. So we're going to start joining. Yay! I'll meet you on the flip side. Okay, so here we are. I've got the front panels put together. You know the front panels because they've got the decreases in the front, whereas the back panels don't. So we're going to put these two sides together and go ahead and work them together. Now you'll notice that one of your panels has just a double crochet and the other one is the window pane. So when we're working these together, we need to take special care to make sure we get these, make sure we get the window panes in as well. And we can do that. Now, I did note at the beginning of this video that I don't do color work. This is the exception because both of these panels are blue. I did go through and make sure that I am starting with blue thread to sew them together because I think that without that, it would look really dumb. Just saying. Just really dumb. So we're going to start with a slip knot right here. We're going to go in the very first stitch on each side. Ooh. And we're going to pull through. Oh, come on, Marty. Pull through and pull that tight. That's going to secure that, okay? Then we're going to chain one. Going to go back through both in the same stitch. Go through both of those. Oh, goodness gracious. And single crochet. So we're actually going to single crochet in every stitch across. Now this is the window pane, so I'm just going to go around that and single. And then we're going to single in every stitch. That's how we're going to connect these panels. Make sure you get both loops on each side, with the exception of the window panel, because you can just go in that chain space. So go ahead and connect the front with a single crochet in each double and around each chain space. And I will meet you right back here. And I didn't mention before, but I thought it would be nice to mention now, just in case somebody had questions about whether or not I changed my hook to do the sewing. I did not. I'm still using the same hook because I don't want there to be a pucker. So, well, any more than normal, because single crochets are generally, at least for me, tighter than the double crochet or even the chains. So we're going to go ahead and just use the same hook and keep it moving. Okay, so I am back here. I've got 2 stitches left to secure. And then we get that one right there. Okay, so I just pull that tight down and finish it off. Now there are going to be some ends, obviously, that need to be sewn in. I like to hide my ends, so I will do my best to hide them before I before I actually have to sew them, because we all know that Marty does not like to sew in ends. It's fine. We're fine. So just like we did on the front, we're going to turn around and do the same thing for the back. So the way that I do that, just to make sure that I have this, you know, everything, I don't get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. I'm going to go ahead and just grab them, follow them through until I get to the back panels. Now there are 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows on each panel. So I'm going to basically do the same thing. Now I do need to get some green yarn because we don't want to use blue for this. So thank heavens that it worked out to where they're both green. I did not plan it that way, but it happened. So give me just 1 second. Let me find some green and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found some green yarn. I'm going to start just like I did before, popping my hook into the very beginning, the very top of the first 2 stitches. I'm going to grab, I've already got my slip stitch on here, so I'm going to grab that. Ooh, and pull that through. Oh, Marty, come on. It's fine. We're fine. What am I doing? I don't even know. Okay, and then we're going to pull that tight. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the front. We're going to chain one, and we're going to go back into those same stitches. Good grief, Martha. Y'all didn't hear that. It's fine. And I'm going to hide these tails while I'm doing it because, like, why not? Okay, so there's one. Or at least secure them down. Two. Now on this side, it's both sides are the double crochet row. So you don't have to worry about doing chain spaces. You're just going to single crochet in every stitch all the way down to the end. Taking care not to miss any. I know if you notice, my stitches vary. So they're not all the same. There's the same number of stitches. I made sure of that before I started sewing, but they're not all the same tension. Don't be like Marty. It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. Part of this I did last night before I went to bed. I was so tired. And I've noticed that my tension varies depending on how tired or stressed out I am. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you with my wonderful banter. Go ahead and single crochet in every stitch across, making sure that you connect both sides with each stitch. And I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so here I am. I've got the two left. Well, there we go. 1 and 2. This one is a little bit harder to get into because, of course, I finished off right there. So again, I'm going to pull that tight and finish it off. Okay, so I've just finished. Don't judge me. I've just finished sewing the back and also the front. So let's open this up really quick, and then we can put it on. And as you can see, it kind of, I mean, you can tell once you wash it, you won't be able to tell where the actual stitches are. It'll just kind of flow, as it does a pretty good job of flowing now. Anyway, okay, so to figure out what we need to do for the sides, we're going to go ahead and put this bad boy on. I'm going to stand up. Don't judge me. We're going to put it on. And as you can see, it kind of does a V right here. But once we get the edging on, it won't do that anymore. So I'm going to... All right, so there's that. And that. So it looks like I need probably a row on each side. At least a row on each side. So what I'm going to do is determine where I want my sleeves, rather, to be. So I want it here, probably right here. So I'm going to mark that stitch. I'm going to mark that stitch. So I'm going to count how many stitches on this side. I'm going to do the same amount of stitches on this side and on the back as well, because we want, okay, so we want these to match up, right? That's what we want. So I'm going to need to do an extra panel on this side and an extra panel on this side. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then we will reconvene, try it on again to determine if that's enough of a distance under the arms. I don't want it to be really loose. I made that mistake with this one. So with this one, I did, let's see. Oh, I guess I did do 2 on this one. This yarn, I used a much bigger hook. And the yarn was actually a lot thinner than what I'm using now. So I'm hoping that it won't be too loose. But we'll figure it out, right? Okay, so I'm going to hop in, and on this side, where am I? Where's my, wait, is it on right here? Nope. Okay, right here. So I'm going to count how many stitches from the bottom up to right here. And then I'm going to make that same amount of stitches on both sides. And go from there. This ought to be fun. All right. See you in a minute. Okay. So I've counted on mine. I've counted 63 stitches from here to here. So I did the same thing on this side. Now I'm going to I'm going to put these two stitch markers together to determine if that arm is wide enough. Now I've got wings, so I need to make sure that my arm will go through here, and I do believe that it will. Ooh. I then want to come like this and determine how it looks as far as where this is. And I think that's fine. So that's what I'm going to do. 63 stitches on each side. And then I will work one row extra each. Now, rather than following with the pattern of the window pane and two of these, I'm only going to do straight double crochets on each side of the side. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about the window pane under the arm. Nobody looks under the arm anyway. So even if there are 4 total rows of just double crochets, nobody's even going to blink an eye at it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I will see you back here when I'm done. Okay, so I've marked my 63rd stitch. I'm going to go ahead and go right into here. And I'm going to do a row of single crochet on each of the 4 sections. Okay, so that way each side will have 2 additional rows underneath the arm. We're just going to do a double crochet in each stitch across. Now, what I want to show you is the difference between, hold on, where am I? This is where we did the foundation row, and we worked in the back loops. Now on my second, I actually worked in the chain rather than in the back loops, because I wanted to show the difference that it makes when sewing things together, right? So this is really easy to see the stitch, whereas this is not. As you can see, you can tell where the stitch goes, but it's not as clean as it probably should be. So go ahead and work all the way across. One double crochet in each stitch, starting from your starting from your marker all the way down to the end. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you start at the bottom and work towards the marker, or if you start at the marker and work towards the end. It really doesn't matter. You just need to get, if you need extra panels on the side, you just need to get them in there, and then we can sew it together and get busy. So I'm going to go ahead and do this row, and then both rows on the other side as well. And I will meet you back here to go ahead and sew everything together. Okay, so I've got the extra panel on each of the 4 sides, each of the 4 parts rather. So it's time to start sewing these bad boys together. Now, one thing I will say, and I know it probably goes without saying, but I almost caught myself doing the wrong thing. Make sure that the wrong side, where we stitch it up in the front and the back, make sure that's pointed to the out. That way you don't have a seam on the outside and have to redo it. I almost just did that, so it's fine. Anyway, let's go ahead and work these together. We're going to do the same thing that we did when we sewed the front and the back together. We're going to start with this very first stitches, and we're just going to single crochet all the way down to there. All right, I'll meet you back here. Okay, so as I am sewing this side together, one thing that I'm finding, or I found myself doing, that might be an issue, is just make sure you get both loops on each side. The way that these stitches are laying, they're laying a little bit weird. So I've found myself having to go back, undo it, and catch it up again because I only got one loop of the two rather than the whole thing. So just make sure before you solidify it that you've got all four of those loops on your hook. I can't believe we're almost done. It's just, oh, I'm so excited. So excited. I can't wait to try it on. We're going to try it on before we actually start doing the edging, because that's really after we get this, after we get the sides put together, the only thing that we have left to do is the edging and then sew all the ends in. Oh, I can't believe we're almost done. Yay! All right, so I'm going to go ahead, end here, and then when I get done sewing both of these sides together, I will meet back up with you right here. We'll try it on, and then go ahead and, oh, I did it again. See? Make sure you get both of those loops. We'll try it on and then we'll go ahead and get the edging going. You don't have to try it on. I mean, because at this point, it's already put together. I would rather try it on. That way, if for whatever reason, I do need to add other rows to the sides, it's easy to take the one thing off and redo it. Whereas once the edging is on, it's done. I mean, you could technically take it apart, but why? You feel me? All right, I'll meet you when I'm done. See? Okay, so I have sewn both of my sides together. I'm going to go ahead and try this on before I start the edging. I'm not going to bother turning it right side right. I'm just going to put that puppy on, and keeping in mind that I do have another shirt on underneath it, so it's probably going to be more snug than I would like. It's fine. It's all good. Oof. I've got to do something about this hair. Yeah, okay, let me stand up. All right. Oh, I think that works great. I think it looks good. And I do like the scoop at the top. All right. So, time for the edging. Let's do this. Okay, so it is time to do the edging. I'm super excited about this because this means we are almost done. Now, I like to start in the back. We're going to do the neck first. This is the neckline right here. We're going to do the neck first, and we need to make a row of single crochets all the way around. Now, the thing that you need to keep in mind is we need a multiple of 3 for the rest of the edging. So in each of, we're going to 2 single crochets in each of the double crochets. And then, of course, we're going to single crochet in each of, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't even on camera. Single crochet in each of the stitches along the shoulders. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so this is where we sewed it together. This is the center of the back right here. I'm going to start more towards the edge. And the reason for that, actually, no, I think I am going to start. Yeah, I am. I'm going to start here. This is good. I don't want to start where the window pane is, and I definitely don't want to start in the actual single crochet that puts them together. So I'm just going to start over here. Oh. Now, because the front part of my shirt has a lot of pink, I'm just going to do this foundation row in pink. It's fine. We're fine. It doesn't matter what color it is. We're going to do a single crochet round, and then we're going to do a window pane row, and then another single crochet round. So the most important thing to keep in mind as you're going through is to make sure that you have multiples of 3. So double check before you end this row. I'm going to meet you right back here, and then we'll go with the stitch counts. Now, I like to work into the double crochet. You don't have to. You can work around the post if you want to. Whatever works for you, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I find that it doesn't leave a gaping hole. But I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. As long as there is a row of single crochet that edges the entire neckline. So go ahead and single crochet all the way around the neckline. I'm going to meet you right back here. And then we can get the stitch count together so that we have multiples of 3 before we connect it. Meet you then. Okay, so I wanted to show you right here where we started, the stitch that we started the back in. We're going to actually place a single crochet there. We could, no, let's not. Yeah, because it's going to look funny if we don't. And then we're just going to, again, single in each of the single crochets. So I'll meet you around. Okay, so I'm about to put my last stitch in. I've got a total, this will be 105. And so I'm just going to slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to double crochet into the 1, double crochet into the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And that is how we are going to work the rest of the neckline. So just like the window panes in the rest of the pattern, 2 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 2 double, chain 1, skip 1, and then 2 double. So go ahead and go around the neckline just like that, and then I'll meet you back right here. Just make sure before you connect these that you have multiples of 3 in whatever number that is for you. For me, that was 105. 105 divided by 3 is 35, so that's perfect for me. Just make sure you have multiples of 3 so that we can get this pattern, and then we'll be good. All right, I will meet you up at the end. Okay, I am back. I've got my chain 1, I'm skipping 1, and this will be my last 2 double crochet for this row. I'm going to chain 1 to skip over this, and then I'm going to slip and hook into that very first double crochet right here. So this row is just the finish row. Yeah, I don't think that I told you to make sure that we're working on the right side out. I'll go back and add that in. Let me know if I forgot to add that in before I posted this. But we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to work a single crochet in every single stitch. Let me mark that. We're going to work a single crochet in each double and a single in each space. Double, double, space, double, double, space. All right, so go ahead and, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock the camera. I will go ahead and finish out this single crochet row, and I'll meet you back here. We are almost done, y'all. Okay, so I am now at the back. I'm back at the beginning. I have done all of my single crochets, and I am ready to finish off. I'm going to slip into this single crochet here and then just tie it off, and we are done with the neckline anyway. Now we're going to work the arms and the bottom of the top exactly like this, okay? We're going to be doing the exact same thing. So as you can see on the shoulder here, we've got the window pane, we've got 2 double crochet rows, and then a window pane. We do have that row of single crochet, but that was more foundational than it was like pattern wise. So let me show you what it looks like now that we've got this neckline all worked out. We're going to do the same thing on each arm. We're going to do the same thing around the bottom. Make sure when you start, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Okay. So when you start under the arm, start literally under the arm. Again, we're going to do single crochet foundation row, making sure that we maintain a stitch multiple of 3. No, Marty, no, 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 no. Wow, I am really tripping, aren't I? It's fine. We're fine. Where is that? There you are, little bugger. Okay, so single. Make sure that you keep a stitch count of 3, because again, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the neckline to maintain that pattern. If you want your sleeves to be a little bit longer, now is the time that you can go ahead and do that. I would just do a row of double crochet just to keep it consistent with this. Since there's only one row on this side, I would add another double crochet, then a window pane, double, double window, double, double window, as long as you want your sleeve to be. I am not doing any sleeves on this. I'm just going to cap it off and do the edging here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the arms. Again, keep in mind you start under the arm. It doesn't matter where, as long as it's under. I like to start under towards the back or directly in the middle like I did here. And then finish off under the arm too. It just hides the seam. It's pretty wonderful. So I'm going to do both arms, and then I will meet you back here in order to do the bottom foundation edging. Yeah, the edging. We'll see you then. Okay, so I have finished the edging on the front and also on the arms. Okay. And like I said, with the arms, you just start at the bottom, you start at the back on the top, but on the bottom, we're not necessarily going to start at the back, but we are going to start on the side. And the reason for that is, like I said, nobody pays attention to the side. And I'm just going to be real, okay? So the first top that I ever made is that really pretty one that was Siren's crochet tutorial on her YouTube channel. And it's the blue one, right? That has the fillet kind of, anyways, it's fine. Very similar to this, but not as many rows of double. It doesn't matter. The point is, I started the edging at the very back, like the center of the back. Well, I didn't sew my ends in the way that they should have been, so one got loose, and I didn't realize it because it was in the back, and I didn't know that it was hanging, just swinging on my backside, until my daughter told me, and I have no idea how long or how many people saw. Anyway, I was devastated. So I'm not doing that anymore. I want it at the side so that I can, yeah, make sure that doesn't happen again. I do want it at the back though. So here is the side seam, and I'm going to start probably right here at that side seam. With the bottom, now I tried to match, this is the green, the pink, and it actually ended up purple, but it looks fine. On the bottom though, I don't really care because all of the colors are all of the colors. So I'm going to do a round of single crochet, oh, excuse me. I'm going to do a round of single crochet just like I did for the neckline and the arms. Then I'm going to go around making sure that I have multiples of 3. I'm going to go around with the window pane row and then with a row of singles to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will meet you with it on. I'm going to meet you with it on when we're all done. And we are done. Is that armpit hair, or is that I need to weave in my ends. You'll notice they're everywhere. I have not done that yet. Let me stand up and show you. So this is it. What do you think? I am super excited about how it turned out. It feels more snug than the one I originally made, but that's good because this, I think, although it's nice, I think I did it too big because I'm always doing things too big. Now, here's the thing that gets me. I did the exact same number of stitches. I did the exact same number of rows on this one that I did on this one. The difference is that I used a smaller hook size and a bigger yarn. It's not as, I mean, if you can tell all the space that's in there. So when I wear this, it's great for the summer because boy, does it let the wind go through. It's very airy. This one is a bit more solid, but it's still, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, if you happen to make this top, please send me pictures at support at flossomcrochet.com. It's actually going to be in the description. You can also find it on the about page, but send me a message and let me know. I want to see what you got. So thank you so much for joining me. I've had a lot of fun doing this. This actually took 2 days because I was filming and I had to stop, film, stop, film. So it took me 2 days to make this top. This original one actually took me 2 days to make as well, though. But I was trying to figure things out with this one. So you can do this in a day, 2 days, depending on how much time you have. I'm super excited to see what you got. Thank you so much for joining me. I love y'all. Bye now.